Welcome to Nina's Bag. Nina's Bag is a podcast that I developed to create a safe space to have conversations about a multitude of topics. Today, I'm happy to have my beautiful co host,
Hi.
Melissa Fisher, who is an author. I have to keep mentioning that. She's an amazing author. Um, if you get the opportunity, please check out Melissa's book, purchase Melissa's book off of Amazon, right?
Amazon, where pain meets power. Yes.
Yes, where pain meets power. Awesome. And Melissa, we have two amazing people
I
with us
know.
today.
I'm excited. I'm ready to
Wow, they're
dive in
they're
and start
making us
asking
look old.
questions.
They look so young and like so full of life that I feel like an old lady sitting next to them. But these are people that are priceless in our community. We have today with us Analia Broad. I mixed the two names. Too funny. That's our first funny for the night. We have Analia Sullivan, officer. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Officer Analia Sullivan, and Officer Ashton Broadhead. I'm sorry, I kind of draped your names together. Whatever. It happens. I'm sorry. So, these two amazing people are from Ulster County Sheriff's Department. Shout out to Ulster County Sheriff's Department and shout out to Juan Figueroa, who allows me to say, I need your people, and he makes it happen. Thank you so much, Sheriff Figueroa, who is bringing a new vigor to Ulster County, and I'm so happy about this. So I'm so happy to have the two of you today because this is kind of like almost the end of Black History Month, which I think is every month, but who am I to say? I think Italian history, Irish history, it's all year long. So, but we understand the need to put a light on certain things, and I'm so proud of you two. I cannot say that enough. Um, you look like babies, but you have probably one of the hardest jobs ever. Probably harder than I can even imagine. Just like when you're talking to somebody and they're talking about their job, you can't imagine really what that person's job is like, and usually vice versa. Do you know what I mean? So I wanted to put light on the positive movement of Ulster County Sheriff's Department because I feel like I've seen differences. I've seen people coming and going. I've had family members that were on the sheriff's department, but to have two young people like you two, I'm really really proud of both of you. So
Can you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves so I can
so so
put?
they're like, what do you want specifically? Because we don't want to say the wrong thing. So we just want to know, like,
Well,
are you both from Kingston?
Yeah, I'm from Kingston, born and raised.
I'm from Kingston, but I originally I lived in Wallkill, New York.
Okay. So I think that so both of you live here now, which
Yes.
is really cool because so the community that you guys are in, where you work in that same community, because it's different for law enforcement. I think I might be assuming, but I believe that sometimes people that are on different forces don't actually live in those communities. Does that ever happen?
That does
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
So,
thought.
how did this community shape who you guys are today? Like, how did?
So for me, it shaped me because here a little bit of New York City, because that's where my father's from. But I most of my time was here. But I did back and forth from the city to here. Um,
Cool.
it it just the person I am today. Just the streets that we grew up on, Tremper, all those type of
Oh,
streets,
you
and
grew up right here.
yeah.
In the background, you guys can
Hmm.
see we're right here at Radio Kingston. Um, putting this out there for you guys, but we're right here in the melting pot. This is called
Hmm.
Midtown. Is kind of like the melting pot. So I didn't realize that you grew up right here. That's awesome.
Yeah, so my dad lived over there. My family, the Broadheads, they grew up Midtown. So it's just seeing everything. I've seen a lot growing up. Seen the bad, the good, um,
Love
and
that.
just
That's honest.
just moving around and going growing up. I played basketball with DJ growing up.
Hmm.
And coming up through basketball kind of is what brought me, just gave me just a lot. Uh, Tay Fisher, I went to all his camps.
Shout out to Tay.
His brother was my best friend. It just
Awesome.
just the basketball, just the traveling and everything. It just I don't know. It that helped me get to where I am today.
I
Just
I
being on the
understand
team.
that. I do remember you at the high school games. I remember saying he is the cutest little boy. But you guys had the team was awesome. That was a really really good team. So teamwork. You guys back then. I'm just gonna do a throwback really quick. Do you remember when they used to have games coming, different teams coming in from different places, and at one point they had where you had the whole audience open up the newspaper. Do you remember that? That was so good. Do they still do that? I wonder. I don't
I
know.
think so. The last time I went to a game, I think they did that. I did see the.
I thought that was the cutest thing. You guys had gimmicks for every game, and the whole. I mean, I remember doing the wave there. I was like, we thought we was at the Garden or something, right? It was crazy. It was really
I
cool.
will say that the games back then. I mean, I'm not being biased.
No,
But I'm pretty sure our games back then were a lot more active.
they were so active. Like, you didn't miss a game. I mean, people didn't miss a game. My son used to say, "Don't be talking in Spanish to me, Mom." I'd be like, "Cállate." I'd be like, "Espérate. Vente aquí." He would be so embarrassed. He was so embarrassed. He'd be like, "Mom, you're not Spanish." I said, "So what?" He hated it, but I was a cheerleader for you guys. I remember that. So I think that it's really, really cool that you actually grew up here and you ended up where you are right now. I will say that when I see you on Broadway, I've seen you many times posted on Broadway. Um, I was so proud. First of all, it made me feel old because I'm like, I cannot believe he's in a freaking sheriff's car on Broadway in Kingston. Amazing. But it's so awesome, and like you'd be working, but you still had a smile on your face. I loved it. It's amazing to see, you know? So, Analia, you grew up in Walk Hill, but your family ended up moving here?
Yeah, I went to Walk Hill until my freshman year, and then I moved to Kingston
Oh,
around
wow.
10th grade. For me, I think moving to Kingston was like very vital in like where I'm at right now because I was very like shy and closed off in Walk Hill.
It's
There wasn't-
it's very quiet in
Yeah,
Walk Hill,
there's
right?
not much to do really there. I mean, they have like their regular sports, but as far as like all the extracurriculars outside of school, like you're not seeing the same things that you're seeing that Kingston offers.
So, freshman, you said.
Mm.
Freshman was ninth grade back then?
Mm.
Isn't that crazy how different things are?
It's still ninth grade.
No, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm old. So freshman was 10, 11, 12 when I went to school. Was it that way for you?
Yeah.
Darn it. Well, you look way younger than me, so I'm just aging myself here. So, okay, I did that backwards again, too. Boy, I'm on a roll today. So you did high school here in Kingston, and then I know you guys don't want us to tell your age, right? Are you guys okay with that?
Okay.
How old are you guys?
I'm 23.
She is a baby. Oh my God. Wow.
I'm 32.
And you look 10. That's crazy. You can lie about your age for a long time. Right, Melissa?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Wow. That's crazy. So when you guys, did you guys have any like, I don't want to say corny, but any like regular jobs prior to this?
Yeah, I did. I worked at Finish Line in the mall.
Okay. So see, and there's a reason for me asking that.
Worked at Dallas Hot Wieners.
Awesome.
Yeah, for like a long time.
Did you eat the hot dogs all the time?
I don't like hot dogs. But
I love their hot dogs. Oh my God.
And
I got-
Smoothie King too, but those are like my primary.
Where's that?
in Lake Katrine?
What
Wow.
about Adams?
Okay. Wow.
I had
So
a
you
few
guys,
jobs.
did you? So, so what made
Any,
you?
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask any of your family members, officers, or anything like
Good
that?
question.
No.
Okay. Well, my grandfather worked for the sheriff's office for 50 plus years, I
He
guess.
did.
Yeah, like 52,
Forever.
something like that.
Yeah,
He was here for a while.
that's where you get some of your looks from too. Yeah,
Grandfather.
Yeah.
Everybody says
the
that.
Broadheads are nice looking people in general. So yeah, that's right. What about you, Ani?
No, I don't have any.
Annalie, I'm sorry.
No one in law enforcement.
Okay. So I think it's so cool to see people of color in all different professional jobs. I think it's so cool. And I remember Sheriff Figueroa will remember this. Back in the day, before, when he first started, I remember when the election was over, I remember first of all screaming at the election because I was so excited that he won. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, this is crazy. You know, nothing against anybody prior, but I thought that it was so cool that a Latino man was running, was a sheriff. So I thought it was really, really good. And I remember being at a political meeting when he actually announced that he was going to run. Prior to him winning, he announced that he was going to run. And I stood up at the meeting. I was like, this is so exciting because it seemed inclusive. You know what I mean? And I was like, and everybody in the room looked at me because I was definitely the only black person there. And Figueroa came with, I think, him, his son. There was a couple people from his family there, but it was so different. You know what I mean? And I'm just so proud that you guys are involved in the Sheriff's Department. When Figueroa first started, he because he knew how important it was to me that we have an inclusive community, and you're going to hear me on different. Last night at the event that I had, I said that Bill Calderaro, who is the CEO of Ulster Savings Bank, who's one of the coolest people I know, that he's an inclusive person. He actually, it's important to him that we have an inclusive community. So Figueroa, he knew I felt that way. And all of a sudden, you know, we have these crazy texts going on. Sometimes he texts me and said, Nina, you got to come to are you coming to the graduation? And I did go to that graduation. And I've never seen that many people of color. Wow. So it just said so much to me. So I think it's important that we actually have this episode showing that Ulster County is being inclusive in the Sheriff's Department, at least, you know. Regardless of what happens, because that job's crazy things happen. I don't care what the job is, what the position is. Life happens. Things happen. But
So I have a question. Sorry. How do you guys balance like the chaos of the job during the day, like people's different personalities? You know, if someone's having a rough day or something like that, and then not taking it home with you or not letting it carry.
Great question.
Because I'm sure you deal with a lot of craziness.
More than we could ever know.
For me, what I do is you got to take time away sometimes, because if you don't take time away, it's a lot. This job is a lot. So I'll take time. Like I just came back from vacation with my family. It was a good reset. You have to have those days of resetting, because the job is just going to be different every day.
I believe in that.
There's no way that you can prepare for that. The only way you can do is to take some time off, go on vacation, and enjoy life.
Kind of like woosah.
Come back with a clear mind.
Yeah, and even any job, it's kind of hard to do that sometimes. Because
I feel like it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Especially, you know,
my brother worked.
I can't handle stuff with kids.
Where do you work?
So when I used to work for one of the attorneys, he used to do family law, and I couldn't deal with it. It was always coming home with me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important too to have like a good group of like people that you can rely on, not just like outside of work, but even like people that you work with that might understand like what you're going through.
That's awesome.
As far as like when you go home, like, I mean, obviously you have your family and friends and whatnot, but sometimes there's going to be certain things that like they might not fully understand. It's not because they don't want to,
right.
It's just because you know, they don't experience it. So I think it's good to have like a group of people that you also like are in the same field at least.
That makes a lot of sense, because I wouldn't understand everything, you know. That's actually a really good point right there.
She actually, I didn't think of that, but that is a good point she made. Like when I first got to the sheriff's office, me and her became close. She went away for a little while, but then when she came back, we picked right back up, and it's just like she's just a very good person. When I got on the job, she would just always help me. She would always be there to help me. So that's another way. Like
she's like that.
And now he helps me though, because I was gone forever.
That's so cool, because I think it's important to have like a buddy system or somebody that you can bounce something off of. Like Like.
But now, do they switch it up? Like you guys?
Yeah, we work different shifts. So I work
Okay.
the overnight shift, and he's
Yeah,
day.
I don't see her.
We don't see each other,
Right.
but like we still will call each other, like
Yeah.
Because you
Okay.
experience
Yeah.
things that on the job. I'm sure people on any job experience things, you know what I mean? But I'm so glad that you guys have that kind of camaraderie, because anywhere you are, that's important, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the sheriff's office, there's like a group of us. Like I have, I'm gonna say their names: Puglisi, Cabrera, Deputy
Awesome.
Figueroa.
Shout out to you
All
guys.
those guys. Schofield. They all like Squad 2. They want me to say that.
Okay,
Squad
Squad 2.
2. And my sergeant too. Even him, Sergeant Vetter, Sergeant Archer. They do a
Wait,
good
Vetter.
job.
Really tall Vetter?
Yeah.
They used to be in Highland?
I think he is from Highland.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
He's mad cool.
Yeah, he's
What's up, Vetter?
he's a really good guy. So like we
He
have like
is.
a really good tight knit group that we all just we're going
Awesome.
through something. We talk about it, and that kind of helps not bringing it home.
That's so cool. Vetter is really, really cool. And I'm so glad that you guys gave shout outs, because it's important. I think inclusive is such a big, big deal. I wanted to talk a little bit about school. Can we talk about school? Did either of you ever, I know you worked in the school system. Did you ever work in the school systems?
So the only time that I did work, I went and covered. Sometimes went through Miller, and I went with her a few times because she wanted me to come see my brother who worked at the school that she was at.
Which is out.
Round out. Yeah.
His brother worked out there?
Yeah, he's a
As a
teacher.
Oh, cool. Wow, that's awesome. I was blessed to experience her at Rondout, and it was mind-blowing. The reason why I asked about school is because there are stigmas with so many different things, and there's stigmas with law enforcement. And to me, it's so important that we dismantle those stigmas. You know what I mean? And that's why this was so important to have you guys here. So I worked with youth at one point, and I went to visit the school for whatever reason, and I saw how blessed the school was to have her, but how blessed she was to have the school, because they saw her worth from students, faculty, parents. Like, I've never seen anything like it. So you impacted people. Do you realize how much you've impacted people? She's so nonchalant. Like she's like, yeah, big deal. But that blew my mind. I mean, literally, when you walk into, that was a junior high school, right?
You were the high school. Well, you were at the high school. But yeah.
Okay. Well, it was usually students at that age, I know, they think they're cool and they want to be cool, and they don't want to show like emotions, or you know what I mean, or especially to anybody in an authoritative position. But like, these kids bonded with you. I was having a conversation with her, and a kid yelled down the hall, "Sullivan!" And I was like, they know her name. Like, usually, like, an SRO doesn't, there are great SROs out there, but kids don't usually click like that. You know what I mean? And the kid was like, "Where have you been? I've been looking for you." Like, the kids are looking for the SRO? Like, what? I was so blown away. And then I actually met with, I want to say the school psychologist. I can't remember her name.
Lisa.
She was awesome, though. I met with her. Renee Balestra, who is an amazing teacher. Rondout, know what you got out there. Balestra's she's a great asset to your team out there. But the principal was cool out there. It was really, really cool. But Anna Leah's contribution out there was like, whoa. Like, I remember us having, they called them, I'm aging myself again. They called them hall monitors. What did they call?
It was hall monitors, yeah.
Yeah. So that we had hall monitors, but I'm aging myself a little bit, Isaiah. So I remember thinking, like, when I went to school, I don't think we had SROs in school.
No, we
Right.
didn't. No.
But there were so many things, like, I've seen SROs. I know some cool ones in Kingston. But Analia, you did it. You took that position and you made it into like a very trusting, like, there were students, there were families. I remember there were parents that wanted to speak to Analia. They were always, the principal there told me that they were always talking up Analia in a positive way. Did you realize that it was like that when you were there?
I mean, not really, I guess. I feel like for me it was more so like working there helped me like be able to talk to the community. Like I learned a lot being out there. So I feel like it did me more of a benefit than it did.
She's so modest. Do you think that the kids were I don't know, it was such a natural thing. It's just not normal to see it that work that well.
I mean, I think now too, like we have all the SROs for like not just us, but like Kingston, like Ulster, everyone. I think that we got like a group of good SROs out right now.
Do you guys intermingle? Like,
yeah, when I was working in school, we would have like meetings. I think like.
So regardless of what force you're coming from.
Yeah, because a lot of the stuff like you're gonna deal with like incidents that kind of intertwine. So
right.
It's always good to like be close to the other SROs too.
I understand that. So like by incidents, you mean like something happens at a school like that's serious?
Social media, because that's usually the biggest thing. Like social media, you're gonna find like if something happens at Rondout, but it occurred at BOCES, then I'm gonna be talking to like Watson or something like that. But the BOCES kid goes to Highland, and one goes to New Paltz, and one goes to Rondout. You kind of all have to like work together.
So there's similar things that occur at the schools. But now that you say it was high school, that's amazing that they were like so like happy to have you out there. I think that's really cool. Really, really cool. Shout out to Jay Watt, by the way. Do you guys call him that? Does anybody call him that? I think I kind of gave that name. Yeah, anybody that knew him did that, but I think we were in a meeting once and somebody said, "Who's Jay Watt?" And I was like,
it was at the Civilians Academy.
And he was looking at me like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it." But yeah, shout out to Jay Watt because he did really good as an SRO out at BOCES, I remember. So I think that is such a good thing. How do you guys feel about kids? Like when kids see law enforcement, how important to you two is it that you pretty much impress upon them that it's not a position to be intimidated by or that it's going to be a bad thing? Because sometimes you could be as nice as pie to somebody and they'll still have this stigmatized thinking about your position. Do you know what I mean?
So how I look at it is the kids that's who is the future, right?
Exactly.
Me personally, I don't remember like people coming out like with that cops. I don't remember. From my personal experience, I didn't have cops coming and playing basketball with us and stuff like that. So like I went up to the Kingston Motel. I think this was probably a few months back, and there was a whole bunch of kids outside.
Skytop.
Yep, shooting around, and I went out there and I was playing with them.
That's so.
And over here too, at the bubble over here.
Oh, I love the bubble. I love the bubble.
Me and Puglisi, she works with us too.
Awesome.
We went and played football with the kids, and that's the stuff that
big difference.
It makes a difference for, kids growing up. Like if maybe they want to do the job and they'll remember that, and that's how I look at it. I try to give them stuff that I didn't see.
That's so well put. So well put. My son used to want to be an officer when he was younger, and
I did too.
Yeah, a lot of people did, and I remember being like, oh my God, like being horrified for him to be an officer because it just wasn't the hot thing. Like there was a big gap between community and law enforcement. So this is part of why I do, why this episode was so important to me, to bridge that gap. You know what I mean? So when you went to Rondout School, did you know what you were? Did you expect it to have like good working relationships like that?
I mean, I didn't really know what to expect.
Right.
Because it was the whole district. So I figured like the younger kids would be a little bit
easier.
Yeah, easier.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
This was high school.
And I mean, after I guess like the first 6 months of working there, it became like kind of clear because you're still gonna have kids that like because of what they're exposed to or like how they grew up or what they're being told that like aren't gonna be like fond of law enforcement, but it just takes a little bit of time because I've had like kids at the middle school or high school at first kind of had like negative reactions, and then after a while of being there, like
you grew on them.
Yeah, and I mean it's helpful too because like it doesn't just like affect me like in the school. It also goes as far as like if now there's a call overnight and one of my like coworkers responds, like they're gonna feel a little bit more comfortable now because
well, we
cop
had
at my school
right.
Yeah, so.
That's really important to me because I don't believe in a hatred for any one thing, whether it's cops, um, whether it's any one group of people, any nationality, anybody's sexual orientation. I don't believe in that. I think that we have to be accepting of all. And when I say the term inclusive, I want to make sure that the audience, anybody that's listening to this, inclusive is inclusive to me. And I don't care who it is that we're referring to. So, or who has an opinion of it, because everybody's going to have their opinion, but it's important to me that we actually are inclusive. So I think having an officer in the school systems is very good because it's a way to change the thinking. You know what I mean? Whether you're black, white, Latino, whoever, I think having law enforcement in the school system, the way I've seen you do it, you know what I mean, is so very important. And to have somebody in the community that's actually not afraid to take a football and throw it with the kids, because you're automatically going to make them, even if somebody told them that you're the bad guy, you're automatically going to make somebody think, wow, they're not really that bad. You know what I mean? They're actually pretty cool. I was told that my nephew did that on Henry Street, on Henry Street. There were kids shooting a football, and he pulled over and they all ran like they were all scared, and he got out and he's like, and he did like this, and the kid just threw the ball to him and he was shooting it back to him. They were like, wow, like this happens. Like, so I think those are important things, and I think relatability is very, very important. You talked about your environment, like what you saw, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, your relatability. So have you guys ever had a situation where you'll see, I don't know, you pull somebody over or something, have you ever taken the option of, instead of thinking they did something wrong, to kind of question it in a different way? Has that ever happened to you guys? Just to see if it's because a traffic stop should be a traffic stop. Sometimes other things result from it, I'm sure. But do you guys drive? Are you guys in the car units? So if there's how do you approach a situation in a traffic stop for something minor, a traffic violation?
So for me, I'm not a big DWI guy, but I like to do DWIs. So
don't blame me for that.
I like to assess my traffic stops off of that to make sure people aren't impaired, because I think it's a good skill to make sure that I can get people off the roads that shouldn't be off the roads. So usually I'll ask just questions. I don't want to tell all my secrets, but
no, it's all right.
I just try to figure out if they're impaired by any way.
Because they could hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody could hurt themselves or somebody else.
And like last year, I had a lot of people, not to scare people, but they are out there during the day. I got a lot of DWIs during the day last year.
I wouldn't even think that.
People drive drunk.
Wow.
During the day.
I would never even contemplate that. Yeah. I'm glad you made that point.
So that's how I usually go up base, because that's like what I like to do. I like to make sure that everybody out there is safe, and there's not that mom with the kid in the car that a drunk driver comes around and something happens. So I try to. So usually what I'll do is I will pull the people over, and even sometimes it's not always, going back to what you were saying before, it's not always about giving somebody a ticket. It's about explaining. I kind of go far off because people usually don't understand unless you tell them what could happen. So I'll explain, like, there's kids crossing. We don't want a kid to get hit. And then usually when I explain it like that, I can see their eyes, and that's usually how I do it.
I can so relate to what you're saying. I never would have in a million years thought that. I mean, it might sound naive, because I can be very naive sometimes. But I wouldn't think that people were out inebriated during the day. But I had a job a long time ago, and I was teaching once, doing HR. I was doing part of the reception of HR. When people come in, we were just going over different things about the building. But I spoke about a specific incident, and it involved that. It was a mother taking her kids to school, normal day, and I wanted to affect the new people coming into this job. So I said, imagine you're a mother going, you're trying to get to work, but you're trying to take your kids to school first. You get in the car, you're having a normal day, and all of a sudden your whole entire life has changed. And because when you're doing orientation, you really are exhausted. You know it's going to be a long day. I got their attention the same way you said you did. And I said to them, the patients in this place, because it was a place that was meant to treat people that were traumatic brain injured. And I said to them, your whole life, this mother's whole life was changed. And I took it really, really deep. I said, the 2 children were killed in this true story. The 2 children were killed, and the mother ended up as a paraplegic because of a drunk driver. And it just clicked when you said that. And I remember the whole entire orientation just stopping and like, wow. And I said, these are the patients that you guys are helping in this facility. I know everybody has life and life happens, but when you come here, think about how their lives have been changed in that much of just an instance, you know. But I totally forgot about that perspective because it's just not something you would think would happen. You know what I mean? So kudos to you for how you actually make that an important thing. You know, I get paranoid. Like, I'm too honest. I was going to say I dance in my own living room when I'm having a glass of wine, even though it's not wine. But I think that's so important that you actually make that point, you know. Because you're going to affect somebody. Maybe somebody will see this broadcast and say, wow, I could really hurt somebody. You know what I mean? Very
Honestly,
important.
though, people, you could preach all you want. And people do make dumb decisions. You know, I see it all the time. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
It could even be innocent, you think? Do you think like...
Some people just really make bad choices. And
we all have, I'm sure.
And I think that they think that they're just going to get away with it either from here or just right up the road or something like that. But I don't know. It's hard because I grew up around alcohol. I mean, my mom, you know, she was not an alcoholic, but she got hurt when she was younger and she went through the windshield because her father was drinking and driving. And, you know, she never drank. But, you know, it's just I've seen a lot of stuff over the years. And I've seen really good people make really dumb decisions. I've seen it. I'm not saying you let them go or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying no matter how much you preach, my mom is rare. I mean, she doesn't drink at all.
My mom
never
the same
have.
way. We tried. We should try to get my mom to drink.
Not everybody that's gone through trauma.
No, it's true.
You know.
Yeah, it doesn't always affect people that way.
A full-blown alcoholic or use that as a crutch.
That's right.
What happened to me, but she didn't.
But I think too, educating people, it's not always about putting somebody in handcuffs. I mean, obviously our job.
Can you pull that mic a little closer?
Our job.
Straighten that out for him.
My job, I have to.
Yeah.
There's things that I have to do, but I always have a conversation with people. Things can't if you explain it to them where they can open up their eyes, like you have to be graphic. You have to tell them.
Our engineer is saying you need to pull your mic up a little. Oh, Melissa? Oh, Melissa. There you go. Sorry.
You have to be graphic. You have to tell them like the worst of the worst because sometimes people don't get it unless you tell them. And I've seen I've only been on for 3 years. I've seen people come from work really, really drunk. Like just get off of work and accident. Yeah.
Wow, this is so important to me. I think that, you know, education is key anyways, regardless of what topic we're on. But you've educated me right here just by saying what you're saying. So as much as I think that I do it the right way as far as not drinking and driving, it gives me a different perspective, even stronger because of what you just said. What about you, Analia? Do you remember anything like any way that you've actually used your relatability when you actually did a stop or dealt with somebody, whether it's kids as an SRO or anything involving the job?
I mean, maybe. I mean, for stops, yeah, but I think on calls in general, like if we're relating it to like SRO, like it's helped me when I've known kids or like parents that I've dealt with as far as like relatability.
So
I
like
think
you ever so for instance, if you've ever had a kid as in your while you were working as an SRO, did you ever have a kid that kind of remind like you could relate to what they were thinking or why they were doing something and how you would deal with them to make them know that there was a different way to do it
yeah,
type thing?
I mean, yeah, all the time. I feel with kids, like I know a lot of people are usually like not wanting to like go work in the school because of like the children, but I think the
People
children are
think
like the easiest.
people think kids are
Yeah, I
crazy,
think, and I
especially
don't
high
think
school.
I think they're kind of like kids just want to be talked to, like
They
an
want to be
adult
heard.
almost kind
Yeah.
of like they want to be understood.
You might be one of
Um,
the rare people,
So like if you just
but I
like,
like it too.
treat them the way like you're gonna treat anyone else, kind of like that goes a long way.
What do you mean?
I agree with you on that.
When
There's
you-
a lot
Exactly.
of I feel like
yeah.
a lot of kids already have problems with like authority, so you don't always have to. There's gonna be certain scenarios or situations where you're gonna have to be a little bit more assertive, but that's not every situation. And I think as far as like kids go, they usually respond well when you kind of get to like their level and relate to them in some way, or like just instead of being an adult and like, oh, you're the child in the situation, just kind of
Oh, I see what
sit
you
at
mean.
their level and meet them there.
I like that. That's actually kind of cool. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
What advice would you guys give to young kids that were thinking about a career like this?
Don't be scared. Do it. It took me a long time to get to this point, but I got there, and it was only because of the trail that I took to get here. I didn't have all the knowledge, but that's why me and her are here. We want to give anybody that wants to do this job the knowledge. Knowledge needs to be given to kids because, like I said, when I wanted to do this job, I mean, I had my grandfather, but he was way out of the game by the time I was ready to.
He was on
start
the
it.
laid back side of things. Yeah.
He was on vacation mode by then. So I mean, he helped me a lot, but just to be able to figure out how to do this job was a little bit of a struggle. But that's why when I talk to the kids and stuff like that, I explain to them what you have to do. There's a test. There's physical fitness. There's
That's
the
so cool
academy.
that you do that
Yeah, like and if
because
they-
people don't know. Like I didn't know.
So what is it exactly that you have to do to get to where you are? You said there's a physical fitness
So there's
test.
It is a lot.
there's a physical fitness test. I don't remember
Like
the whole
crazy,
specifics.
strenuous.
It was like a mile and a half. You had to do it in like 12 minutes or
Oh my
11,
God.
11 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, I struggle with
We
that.
had to do the 6 months of the academy, and then what was it?
What do you mean 6 months at the
You had to
academy?
go to an academy. The academy
Like here?
in
Part
Ulster.
time or full time. It's
Yeah.
at SUNY Ulster in Kingston.
Wait, before you actually be.
Yeah, to
Oh,
become like accredited, like you get your certificate. You go
well, I
through
didn't know that either.
Wait, I have a question. Because my daughter did criminology or whatever. She did stuff. And the one thing that she was scared about was they said that you have to either get pepper sprayed or you have. Well, she's blind in
saw
one
that.
eye, so she was really scared that if she did it, it would affect. Because like I said, she's blind in one eye. So that is true. Then you have to.
I saw it.
So you pick one or the other or something, or
Yeah, you're giving me flashbacks. Yeah, we did. No, so we had to get pepper sprayed and tased.
That's crazy.
oh, you have to get both. You don't get to pick. Oh
So,
wow.
so I saw it on the video. Do they still show that video at graduation?
They did.
I had a whole new respect. When you see this video, it will make you respect law officers.
Where can you
Because,
find the video?
well, it's not a video that's openly. I went to a graduation and they showed the actual graduates going through this process. So that means that was a part of the academy.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I
we don't
thought it
want to
was just
scare
something they-
people. You made it through, right? So it wasn't.
right.
Don't want to
right.
scare you.
Right.
You know.
It's just it's good to get exposed to that because that would be something that you might have to do. You might have to use that. So it's good because like pepper spray gets all over the place. And
Yeah, you
it
might
might
get
get
It
on.
doesn't just get on the person
it
that.
might get on you too.
Mm,
So we have to know how that feels and
hmm
stuff like that.
How does it feel? Honestly.
You can't breathe,
It's
right?
like soap in your eyes, but it's worse.
Say
Oh.
it's like
Yeah,
if
it's
you
a lot
took,
worse.
like
And it lasts a lot longer than that. And then
peppers
Yeah.
dry peppers
Really?
and put them
And when
in
you
your
rinse it
eyes.
off, there's still like residue probably in your hair, and then when you take a shower later that
Yeah,
night, it
it's
comes
gonna
back
react.
into your eyes.
Oh my
Yeah,
Wow.
goodness. Yeah, I remember
Had to get it
seeing the
2 times
video.
for military.
You had to get it twice?
Yeah, that and taser. But I'd rather get tased.
Wait, you guys got to
Or-
get taser too? No, you don't. Are you serious?
How did that feel?
I didn't know that
Honestly.
either.
So I don't even know how to
I
explain
don't
it.
either. I was trying to think. I'm like,
It's horrible. But the thing about the taser, it's only like 5 seconds.
yeah, like you.
The pepper spray lasts for a lot longer.
Mm,
A
mm.
lot longer.
Wow. But you guys can do it though. If you
Yeah.
want to be, I think that the way that we change the game and the way that we make things more inclusive is to have more people and more people that are relatable from communities become law enforcement. I've seen bad things. I've seen good things. And I remember thinking, like I said, when my son was little, he used to be, I want to be a cop. I'd be like, no, you don't. I used to tell him right off the back, no, you don't. I remember once he got lost, and an officer from Kingston Police, Fitz, those might not like, regardless of what anybody says, he went and found my son. And I felt like, wow, that's amazing. You know what I mean? It even made me like feel bad that I was telling my son, no, you're not going to be, and he even let him listen to hip hop on the way to the house. So I thought it was cool because it made it relatable. It made it like that was a good gesture to make a kid feel that he was safe, you know. But I think,
Wait, can I go back to that question?
sure.
So, what else do you have to do? You said the physical
Sorry about
fitness. Sorry, I just
No,
want
that's
to finish
okay.
that for anyone that's listening.
So for certain jobs, like hours, you gotta have, I think, just high school credits to do it. But then like other jobs require 60 college credits. So you have to have that to get into the academy. And then once you're in the academy for the local academy, you get 30 college credits once you finish the academy. And then you gotta go
Wait,
through.
explain that again. I'm a little.
So you gotta get into the academy. For our job, I'm pretty sure it's just high school diploma
Yeah,
you
it's
need,
just
right?
diploma.
And you do 6 months of training in this academy.
Mm-hmm. Then you get credit once you finish
That's
that.
a full time. And
That's
then
yeah for
So Monday through Friday, say you guys are going to the academy.
9 to
Not
5.
wow.
Yeah,
Mm.
straight through 9 to 5. Barely you get breaks, but it's preparing you basically for what you're gonna. I mean, the academy gives you the tools, but then once you get on the job, you really learn how to do this job.
Yeah.
This is really on job training.
Yeah.
You can't prepare somebody for some of the things that
Right.
we go through. We see
Right.
stuff like that. But then once you finish the academy, you have to go through the field training program, and it's what is that like another?
few
it's-
months.
Yeah, it's another like 3 or 4 months, I
Yeah.
think, just in the field training program at the sheriff's office.
So I have a question. Is that? Do you
Well,
want
no,
him to go on?
yeah, is that it? Is
And
But-
yeah, once you do that, then you're cut loose. So you're not from when you get into the academy to when you're actually able to be on the road, it's probably like almost a year.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're not ready for almost a year
Wow.
to be on your own.
but
I
then you're
think that's
still
good, though.
training though when you go out into the field. They still have you on.
No, so once you're by yourself, you're by yourself. But like our job, they send us to all types of trainings and stuff like that. So you're
So
always
it
still
never-
learning.
you
You're always
never-
still learning.
Yeah, that's cool.
Somebody once told me if you say that you know everything,
Yeah,
you're
I
it's
agree
not-
with
it's time
that.
to give it up.
100%. I agree with that. So this question is kind of weird. Mental health. So, do you guys do training, or is there anything? Because I know I've been to a couple of trainings at the sheriff's department myself. But do you guys do training for how to deal with mental health situations? Because it's different.
Yeah.
It's very
When-
different.
I mean, when you're in academy, you go through CIT training, which is like what critical incident training, pretty much on how to like respond to certain calls with people experiencing like psychiatric emergencies and stuff like that. But then even with the sheriff's office, we go through the same training. I'd say like once a year, I think.
So now I think that there are more law enforcements that are actually doing these additional trainings, and are even bringing on a person that is a mental health provider to work with you guys. So you guys, does the sheriff's department have that?
So for the county, we have all of anybody in the county, any agency can use mobile mental health, and that's who like when I go to my like when people are in distress and they need help, I'll go there. I'll talk to the people, but I like to tell them I don't know everything. I'm gonna get somebody that knows a little bit more. So I usually call Mobile Mental Health, and they do a really good job with helping us. So we work very closely. Like a lot of those people over there, they know me by my first name.
That's good. That's excellent because I have there are different kinds and different levels of mental health or challenges that people have. Like my niece was autistic, and my mother used to always worry, don't ever let her get out because we don't know what could happen because people don't understand. You know what I mean? And I think it's I noticed on the news they were talking about how law enforcement agencies are actually starting to work with mental health providers more. I think that's so good because even like to approach a situation, like you could scare somebody that's already having an incident. You know what I mean? So having a mental health provider go in prior to law enforcement is actually beneficial to whoever it is. But then you have to keep it safe too. So there's probably a balance. That was important to me to know if you guys did training like that.
Is there an incident? You said you've been doing this for what, 3 years? You said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how long?
3 years.
3 years too? Okay. Is there an incident, bad or good, that has stayed with you in those 3 years? Like any incident?
And we know you can't
that
say like
no, I know you
specifics,
can't
sure.
say names or anything like
That's
that.
a
But
great
is there
question.
an incident that really hit you either in a good way or a bad way?
So I won't say the name of the place, but there's a place that has a local place that has a lot of people from different areas, like kids that are up here, and somehow one of the kids went missing. It was very cold that day.
Oh.
Very, very cold.
Oh my God.
And this is where Sergeant Vetter, he's a very good sergeant. He was out there looking for the kid with us. And Sergeant Harcher. We were all out there. It was cold.
Oh my God.
When I tell you, it was freezing. Sergeant Vetter found the kid.
Oh my God.
He was down in I don't even know how. I don't even want to lie. How deep this he was down in this hole off of
God.
Hurley Mountain Road up there, and he was under a rock. I don't even know how they found him, but
thank
I
God.
ended up coming up on the other side of the mountain area, and I had to go down into the snow, and I had to help
thank God.
Sergeant Vetter, and there was a trooper there, and all of us helped that kid get out of under that rock because he probably would have definitely was getting frostbite and
hypothermia. Yeah.
And I don't think if we didn't get there in time, I don't know if he would have made it. But we were able to. That's something that. That's definitely gonna stick with me because it was very cold that day. I was cold, so I know that kid was cold, and I could feel when I was holding him up, his body was just freezing. I've never felt somebody that cold. And we got him to.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay. He recovered. From what I know,
Thank God.
We brought him to the hospital. He got all the care and stuff like that. And it was good, but that was that. I was very happy of how my my shift handled that day. We were able to find that kid and return him back to safety.
Wow. What about you, Analia?
I don't know, I'm trying to think.
Does anything, good or bad, because I'm ready to cry just from hearing about that one. So does it have to be... That's really, really crazy that you guys... See, there's things that we don't know that you guys experience, and I think it's important to point those things out because we look at law enforcement, and negative is much easier for people to grab onto. That's just the way it is, But I think I can think of something, Analia. We went on a trip to Albany. So that trip to Albany, we took kids from Rondell High School to Albany to visit a political person. But we took them to the Capitol. We actually had them stay overnight with parents. It was a very, very, it was an experience that none of the kids that actually went on that trip had experienced, and they had a ball. They got to spend the night in hotel rooms. We had kids people watching the kids in every room. It was just a great experience. We went to the Capitol. We had a pizza party. We even had a birthday cake for one of the kids, and that was your idea. So how do you not remember that? How did you not come up with that? How did you not come up with that? That was that's when I knew that you had skills. with kids. Like, you didn't play no games. You're like, no, nothing's gonna happen on my watch. Like, you were right on point as far as, because we had a lot of parents with us. We had what do you call them, chaperones, but kids are kids. You know what I mean? She was on top of things, but she was thoughtful enough to try to do a surprise birthday cake for one of the kids in the lobby of this hotel. And I was like, I didn't even think about that. So I don't know how you don't give yourself credit. You don't give yourself credit, because people really can't deal with kids. It's not the easiest thing to do. That might be your thing. So are you on the road? Are you two on the road? Are you in a car now? What do you do? I don't know what your positions are.
So I'm on the road, and I work 12 hours every day, which sometimes I work more because I like to work.
Yuck. I mean, that's really nice.
What does your day kind of look like? What is it? Like, you work nights, mornings? Like, what do you?
So I work day shift. I get in at 6 in the morning. Usually I'm catching up on reports, because that's a lot of our job is writing reports.
Really?
Accident reports. And then usually I go out, and that's when I try to find any impaired drivers.
In the morning.
Yeah.
That is mind-blowing to me. Like, I know that sounds naive, but wow. Wow. Amazing. So, do you work days or nights?
I work nights, so I go in at 6 p.m.
Yuck to that, too.
When he goes in.
That's crazy. That's really crazy. I want people to remember the conversations that we had today. I want people to remember that when you see an officer in a car, it's not just that. It's not, their job is just not driving around trying to look to see if somebody's speeding or something like that. It's much deeper than that. And I think that we have to be mindful of how heavy this workload is for you guys. Just the mental capacity alone, because I get affected by things. I was driving down Broadway the other day, and a girl was doing something, and I don't know what it was, but I knew something was wrong. You know what I mean? So you guys see way more than we can even imagine, I'm sure. I don't know what area of Ulster County you're in, but I think that my hat goes off to you two for doing a tremendous job. And hopefully, Figueroa, you got to know what you got. Got to know what you got. And I'm sure he does. So I'm so grateful that you guys came in today. Do you just want to say anything else?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We like talking to the community, letting them know like where we come from and the stuff that we do, and any questions they can always reach out to us at the sheriff's office. They always they'll leave, if you call the sheriff's office and want to talk to either one of us, they'll leave a message and relay it to us, and we'll
That's so cool, because I think you guys touch people's lives, because I mean, I've seen the work that you guys do, both of you. I haven't seen you in as much detail as Analia, but I think that people need to commend just like anything else. And I wanted to say, I'd love to have you back with your director or supervisor. I don't know what the chain of command looks like, but I'd love to have you back. Would you be comfortable speaking, like coming on with somebody that's your who you report to?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Cool. What about you?
Yeah.
Awesome. So you heard it first here, Ulster County Sheriffs. We have Analia Sullivan and Ashton Broadhead, and I didn't mess the names up that time. Officers of Ulster County Sheriff's Department. I'm so grateful that they actually gave us the time.
Yes.
Do you want to say anything else,
No,
Melissa? I'm sorry.
Thank you both. Yes.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Let's see what's in Nina's bag next. I almost messed that up too. Holy cow. Thank you, Zay. We're good?